Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica, and it is time for some business rumors. Word on the internet is that Microsoft has secured exclusive marketing rights to a number of huge upcoming titles for 2018 and beyond. Website Rectify Gaming states that sources close to Microsoft have informed them that the company will be getting the rights to advertise the things like Borderlands 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Battlefield 5, Splinter Cell, Anthem, and Madden, with titles like The Division 2 and Shadow of the Tomb Raider close but not yet confirmed. Obviously, this doesn't mean the titles would be exclusive to Microsoft by any stretch at all, but these exclusive marketing deals definitely provide a leg up when trying to compete with PlayStation. Additionally, this is yet another mention that a potential Splinter Cell game could be on the way in the near future, and there have been a whole lot of those lately. So if this is real, it means we'll likely see a lot of these games demoed or mentioned during Microsoft's Xbox showcase at E3. Following all of the drama around Battlefront 2's microtransactions and pay-to-win mechanics, it sounds like EA is being a bit reflective about what went wrong and how to move forward. In a recent interview with The Guardian, Executive Vice President Patrick Soderlund had quite a bit to say about the fiasco, and that they only made a slot machine by accident. He said, "When things don't go as you thought they would, you have to be very humble toward what happened. Take an honest approach with yourself and with the result, and try to do better next time." This was an example of change that didn't work. There's no getting away from the fact that we made some decisions that I think, in hindsight, we shouldn't have made. Neither the developer nor EA intended to create a slot machine or take money from people, though that was the perception. The game has been recently updated in terms of progression, and we'll see how EA handles the game in the future. We know tons of publishers are cooking up their own takes on Battle Royale, and from the sound of it, Ubisoft could be making a pretty big investment. Game Reactor writes that the sources tell them that Massive, the company behind The Division, was tasked by Ubisoft to do some experiments with Battle Royale, and apparently Massive reported back that they could get something fun done rather quickly thanks to the work they've previously done with The Division. Whether this would be a brand new game by the studio or a brand new mode coming to The Division, or perhaps The Division 2, it's uncertain, assuming any of this is actually true. Still, it's not outside the realm of possibility that just about every studio out there is looking into the exact same thing. While there's a ton of hype for the upcoming God of War, the huge shift in the gameplay for the series was always going to lead to some detractors. Director Cory Barlog recently responded to those criticisms in a new interview with Kotaku, insisting that the DNA of the franchise is still intact. Barlog said of critics, "I know there are a lot of people who are out there saying, it's totally different, they're changing a lot of things, hashtag not my God of War, hashtag cancel my pre-order, but I think a lot of people have to play it. We've been very restrictive of the information and what we're showing visually, and part of that is my paranoia. I want people to experience this game as a whole, and you'll be able to judge for yourself how the game stacks up to its predecessors when God of War releases on April 20th. We finally got some more details about Overwatch's next event, and the time-limited PvE mode is called Retribution, and it's got a new trailer ahead of its release on April 10th. The trailer shows off a pretty big event from Overwatch lore and features Reaper, McCree, Moira, and Genji in Italian showdown fighting through waves of bad guys in order to get extracted from a mission gone bad. Well, no wonder that comp is fucking shitty. Fortunately, you'll also be able to play last year's Uprising mission if you missed it the first time around. Plus, you'll be able to unlock 100 items from last year and 60 new ones from this year. The Retribution event that focuses, if you didn't know, on Blackwatch and the other faction of Overwatch runs from April 10th through the 30th. The next World of Warcraft expansion finally has a release date. You will be able to take part in the Battle for Azeroth this August. Blizzard announced the date of the expansion on Twitter along with a brand new trailer. The expansion will put the Horde and Alliance conflict front and center, giving players a chance to collect resources for either side. It'll also feature new dungeons, raid zones, a raised level cap to 120, and a 20-player PvE mode called Warfront. So hey, maybe it's time to start dusting off that old WoW count, get back on the grind again. And you can declare your allegiance in Battle for Azeroth on August 14th. Indiana Jones 5 is on track to start shooting next spring, and Steven Spielberg says this is almost certainly the last time you'll see everybody's favorite whip-cracking, fedora-wearing, hard-drinking relic hunter. Well, at least as you know him. While doing press in the UK for Ready Player One, Spielberg told The Sun that Indy 5 will be Harrison Ford's last Indiana Jones. And before you get too sad about that, the director quickly added that the franchise will continue on, even suggesting that it may be time for a woman to play the famous archaeologist. He acknowledged that that might upset some fans, but if the franchise is going to get a fresh start, that's not a bad way to do it. Whether or not he will continue to direct future Indy movies is still up in the air, but no matter what, it looks like Indiana Jones 5 will be the last time we see Harrison Ford in the role. You know you've made it when someone sues you for stealing their brilliant idea. By that metric, the Duffer Brothers have officially arrived. The pair are being sued by a guy named Charlie Kessler, who alleges they stole the idea for their hugely popular Netflix series Stranger Things from him. Kessler says he pitched the pair at a film festival party in 2014 about his project, which took place on Long Island, involved a missing young boy, a monster that moved through portals, and secret government experiments on children, which does sound a bit like Stranger Things, which was originally called Montauk and took place on Long Island. And an important thing to remember, though, is that a secret government experiment conspiracy theory is part of the cultural identity of that town, with rumors of psychological warfare experiments going on at Camp Hero dating back to the 1980s. That's like making a short film about aliens set in Roswell, New Mexico, and claiming exclusive rights to the idea. You can't do that. The Duffer Brothers' lawyers have called the lawsuit meritless and have denied the pair ever saw any Kessler's material or discussed any project with him. Early tracking for Avengers Infinity War is looking mighty good for Marvel. If the polling system Hollywood uses is accurate, then it looks like Infinity War is on track to pull in over 200 million opening weekend, and this is before the final omnipresent marketing blitz. Keep in mind, at this point in Black Panther's tracking, it was supposed to open at around 125 million. As the film got closer to release and excitement grew, that number jumped to where it eventually landed, which is over 200 million. So Infinity War tracking so big so early means it could open even larger than this already record-breaking number. So far, the film is outstriping every superhero movie that came before in advanced ticket purchases and is poised to be the event movie of the summer. Could Infinity War break The Force Awakens' #1 opening weekend numbers? Well, it is possible. The number to beat is $247.9 million. So you can do it, Avengers. We believe in you. You certainly have enough cast members to make up for that. So that is all the news we have for you today. Remember to comment on any of your favorite news stories in the comments below, and for more news from every corner of the internet, like this video. And if you're new around here, subscribe to the Now. Director of the huge shift in gameplay for the series was always going to lead some and you could declare your light while doing a press release. And the pair are being sued by a guy named Charlie Kessler, who alleged film is outstripping even